So, good morning, everyone. My name is Molly Dickerson, and here is my portfolio overview. Okay, so who is this lovely person that's currently talking to you? I am a creative tech major here at Berry College. I have a psych and business minor. I love both of them, and I work on campus as an event assistant at the hospitality and events office. So I've worked many like weddings and corporate dinners, and so the way that I started off here at Berry, and specifically creative tech, was when I was when the whole first thing started, was just me building Halloween props with my dad from just junk that we had like laying around the house. And I've always loved doing that. So when it came time to look for degrees for college, as I was looking through, a lot of the colleges offered, engineering degrees. And I said, all right, I guess I'm going to go for an engineering degree because that's what interests me. And then I started looking at Berry a little bit closer, and I noticed this thing called creative technologies. I was like, what the heck is that? And a lot of like just what was listed, I was like, that's what I want to do. That's the program that is going to be the most beneficial to me. And here's what's got me to my portfolio theme: 3D modeled and flat pack designed home storage. Really weird, but here are 3 projects that I've made that'll show you exactly what this whole theme is supposed to be about. So my first project, the Martha Berry House in Frost Chapel Holders. As I said before, I work at the hospitality and events office, and one of the things that we do is for the couples getting married on campus, we give them small little gifts of like the chapel that they get married at. So I said, what if I try to make like a new gift that we can give them instead of just like a regular like ornament? So as a project for the CNC robotics class, I modeled 2 holders based off of our 2 more popular venues, Frost Chapel right here and Oak Hill on the right. And I used the flat pack design to save on like potential like packaging, as the bags we use are kind of small. And like way over here, this is Oak Hill. You're gonna see like the design process more so of like how it turned from this into this. So I started out with just sketching the like primary features of like the entire building, and then taking that, making a model in Fusion 360. And then I made a foam core prototype that was entirely too big because I designed this around like big electric candles, and I said, all right, we're gonna have to go small. This is way too massive. And so that's when, no, why? Why hit the wrong button? It's fine. Okay. So then it turned into this small, like final product that is made out of lightweight plywood. And as you can see, little windows etched out, and then like the pillars, or windows cut out and pillars like etched. And then I painted it to closely resemble the Oak Hill house. And currently, both projects are sitting in the hospitality and events office as little business card holders. So my second project that fits within the theme is my flat desk organizer. This was for the hackathon class, and I wanted to make something for my sister to help organize her desk. And so I was looking around on Etsy, looking at all the different organizers, and I said, wow, these are cool. And this one specifically, I really liked. However, it was $100. And I said, no, I can make it. So that's what I did. I made a 3-piece desk organizer. This is actually on my mom's desk because my sister just gave it to my mother. The third big piece, unfortunately, kind of got lost somewhere in between us moving around things. So we only have the 2 small. And as I said, I made this during a 4-hour design competition, and all the pieces can stack together to like make different arrangements on the desk, depending on your size of your desk and what you need. So, as this came to me, like I said, I was looking on Etsy, and I said, these are cute, I can make it better. or I can make it cheaper. And so this is what I started off as, like these sketches here in the corner of like, all right, how big does everything need to be? Like this big tray, I made it like 10 by 12 just to give like a little bit of like wiggle room of like papers within. A smaller tray that has like a pencil holder, like at the back, just like for like smaller paper, but also just to hold like some pencils. And then of course just a regular pencil holder that was like that's about the same size as the small trays like backside. And so I made models in Fusion 360, cut them out on the laser cutter using the same lightweight plywood from my 320 class. And these are all three pieces that are together with the big tray right there. And as I said before, this is actually being used on my mother's desk currently to help organize some of like her chaotic mess that she has from working at home. And so the last project, the one that I'm really proud of, is called Loving Taste. This project, once again, I was browsing on Etsy, looking for a gift for my friend who is getting married here on campus in November. And I saw, once again, really pretty things at a very expensive price. And I said, I can make her one. So I made a wedding shadow box. And if you don't know, like wedding shadow boxes, they're like meant to like hold the decorations from like your wedding day, like rings, programs, whatever it is. And I built this one to have like a hinged top with clear acrylic right here in the center so that you could like see through. And so here was my reference from Etsy that I said, cute, but expensive. And so I said, all right, cool. I made up some sketches. I modeled, I made the model in Fusion 360. Here's the like rendered like version of it. And one of the things that I had to do was I had to determine like the depth of it. And from like looking at Etsy and like other like online shops, they're usually about 2 to 3 inches in depth because that's like about like the size that of the things that couples want to keep. So I made mine 3 inches in depth, and I made this out on. I cut the plywood, the lightweight plywood, on the laser cutter, and the clear acrylic is to keep it lightweight and not as like breakable as glass would be. And the black here on the inside is black velvet fabric to protect whatever is put inside. And the hinges are just simple like craft hinges. So overall, a relatively cheaper design than what is currently on like some other online shops. So now we get to the big project that I've been working on this entire semester, my capstone. And yes, it's a long title, but this was a big research thing, so it kind of makes sense that the title is long. But the title is The Anxieties of the 2020s, a meta-analysis website detailing social anxiety disorder in college students relating to COVID-19 and social media. So what does this mean? Well, the purpose of this whole project was that I myself have social anxiety, as you can kind of tell. And so I wanted to like take the whole like jargon dense research and put it into language that college students can understand. Because there is a lot of great research out there, but it's just so bogged down with like all these different like numbers and like scientific jargon that everyone's like, I don't know what it means. So I wanted to condense it down into a language that people can understand. And the other big purpose was just to let students know that it's okay to experience anxiety, like following like this long period of isolation that we had. Like, and that there are options out there. And so the website itself, these are the more like information pages that I made. This first page right here is just the purpose of like the website, detailing like why is this made, like what is this supposed to do, and like that is not a professionally medically thing. And so then this second page is just an explanation of what social anxiety disorder is and like why it kind of differs from regular like anxiety. And then the third page is all about diagnosis and treatment options available to students. And like what does this all mean? So two of like the biggest questions I wanted to ask was how did COVID affect social anxiety disorder, and how did social media affect social anxiety disorder? And so this first page is about the COVID effect. Throughout my long research of this, I have like some of the biggest takeaways that I've had is that there was an increase of social anxiety symptoms in college students due to like the lockdowns. And that's kind of the more like negative impact on it, because a lot of students were like, yeah, I kind of came back and I don't know, my symptoms are just, I can't function like going back to college. I really liked, being online or something like that. And it's like, okay, better. But there was a positive impact to COVID-19, and that the stigma around like getting therapy and like going to therapy decreased, because therapy options became more available because they went online. And people with social anxiety, they're like, if I can just have like a one-on-one through an online thing and I don't have to like go around other people, that's great. And so the other way that the stigma actually kind of decreased is because of social media. And I found like through my research that the positive and negative like impacts of social media is that the positive impact was students have like enough like have found like ways of communicating and interacting with others that don't involve them like going out and being in large groups. They can use things like Discord, they can use things like Instagram to like message other people and like do more like one-on-one without having to be just surrounded and like feel like they're constantly like being pressured on all sides. But this also does come with the negative side to it, in that the part of social anxiety disorder is that you have this feeling of being negatively judged or humiliated by like the public around you. And social media is just that. It's another public that is looking at what you are doing, and um, and students have said that they have felt like some increased feelings of being like negatively judged by their peers online, and that they're just like scared to talk or like post anything out of fear of being like humiliated or just outright judged. And so my future short term, I'm going to Disney. I'm very excited about that. But on a more serious note, my long term plans is that I want to find work in the event management field. I have really enjoyed my 4 years at the events office, so I want to apply for jobs around the Atlanta area for like event assistant positions and steadily work my way up to event manager, wherever that may be. And of course, I want to continue building like my home storage decor using my dad's laser cutter at home, because this was just too much fun for me to give up. So, any questions, comments, or concerns?